أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
قالوا أجئتنا لتلفتنا عما وجدنا عليه آباءنا وتكون لكما الكبرياء في الأرض وما نحن لكما بمؤمنين.
Attracting attention, it is one of the most powerful tools available to transmit information and knowledge. It can be used for goodness or evil. But what does it mean to attract someone's attention, and what does it have to do with the ayah that was just recited? We will explore that and more in this video. Have you ever noticed how difficult it is to attract a kid's attention when they are watching cartoons? Or when a teenager is playing a game of FIFA? Or when someone is watching Netflix? It is very difficult to attract someone's attention when they have fully immersed their attention into something. And on the opposite side, have you ever noticed how easy it is to get distracted while praying or while reading Qur'an or doing something useful? Why is that? What is going on inside us that easily triggers a distraction when doing good even for a few minutes and easily maintains our attention for hours when doing something that is not beneficial and sometimes evil? A key to understanding this very dangerous problem is understanding the effects of TV and electrical screens in general. Since we were children, TV has become a standard part of our lives. We watch TV after school, before dinner, before sleeping, and so on. Nowadays, parents even use electrical screens like tablets and phones to shut their infant kids up when they are crying, without realizing the dangerous negative effects it is causing their children. Entertainment has even reached the point where it has become the universal language of the world, and attention has become a currency that is sold and bought in today's world. For example, if this video showed up for you as an advertisement, that means I purchased your attention to it from YouTube in the form of advertisement, just like companies buy your attention in the form of advertisements. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm only saying this to tell you how serious this matter is, and to help you understand it. The things we watch on the TV are shows and movies that are mostly made by Zionist organizations that strictly target the parts of the heart and brain that differentiate between right and wrong. How many of you have watched attentively the Breaking Bad series or Titanic film or Squid Games? What kind of thoughts are being promoted in them? Drug dealing, infidelity, and murder for fun. Indeed, it is entertaining to watch these things on TV, but if we are not careful to always remind ourselves that this is wrong and haram, we will gradually lose sensitivity to these things and they will become a normal part of life, forgetting the guidance and commands given to us in the Quran. This is all done by attracting our attention and maintaining it throughout an episode or a movie. I'm not saying everything that shows up on the TV is bad, and I understand the need to entertain ourselves because we are just so accustomed to it, but we must be careful in what we watch. Shows like Othman and Ertugrul are very effective in satisfying the need for entertainment while growing our faith without any evil ideas being transmitted through them. Playing a game of FIFA or watching a sports match is not all too bad, but if we spend our entire day going from one show to another, then that's a different story. So what does all this have to do with the ayah first mentioned in this video? I will tell you. This ayah, which is ayah number 78 from Surat Yunus, contains the only mention of the word talftana in the whole of the Quran, which means to attract one's attention, and it is said by the close circle of Pharaoh to Musa. There are key words in certain ayat that open the doors of contemplation, and this is one of those words. The word talftana literally means to turn someone's head to a different direction, to capture someone's attention from one thing to another. An action that is hard to achieve today when trying to talk to a child watching cartoons or a teenager playing video games. The use of this word, talftana, in the ayah indicates that Pharaoh's people understood the tool of attracting attention well and used it to deceive people for their own agenda. We learn in different ayat in the Quran that the magicians of Pharaoh used to perform their magic on people's eyes. This is very similar to how the Zionist movement understands and utilizes attention to establish their agenda of demolishing faith within the people's hearts and replacing it with worldly desires, to create the consumer market that exists today to fund genocides and further progress the Zionist project. Pharaoh's people understood how dangerous the truth that Musa brought was, and understood that it will attract the attention of people towards it and away from their falsehood, which means they will lose the power they had over their people, the power of attention. Pharaoh and his people can only practice their magic on people when they have their attention. Also, like the Zionists of today, who can only practice the embedded magic if they have people's attention. So, what kind of embedded magic am I referring to here? There are many, but I will only mention one simple form because this magic is not the main subject of this video. One of the meanings of the word magic in Arabic is to camouflage something through deception of the eyes to make it seem as something that it is not. I will repeat that: to camouflage something through deception of the eyes to make it seem as something that it is not. For example, to camouflage fornication through romantic comedy movies that deceive the eyes to make it seem that fornication will bring pleasure and happiness, when in reality it only brings evil. A person who continuously watches such genre romantic comedy will soon start aspiring to have illegitimate relationships because in their heads it became desirable through the embedded magic. It then reaches a level to where any time they look at a person of the opposite sex in public, all they see is a potential partner in crime. This simple form of magic becomes complete when that person only sees wherever they look the falsehood of potential partner in crimes and does not see the actual human beings he or she is interacting with. This is just one simple form, and there are more complex, dangerous forms of magic, but I'm not interested in discussing them in this video. It is worth mentioning that if you ever become so influenced by the embedded magic in TV and electrical screens that you start thinking that the TV is talking to you directly, then you must start reciting and learning a lot of Qur'an, as you have reached a state of what I like to refer to as mirror imprisonment. We will dive deeper into this topic in later videos inshallah, but we'll stop here to stay focused on the topic of attracting attention. I mentioned briefly that we easily lose our attention during prayer and reading the Qur'an, so what can we do to train ourselves to maintain our attention? During prayer, an easy fix is to constantly remember that praying is more important than this dunya and everything in it. Before every movement in prayer, we repeat Allahu Akbar, Allah is greater than everything, and we are praying to Allah, so utilize what you repeat to constantly bring your attention back to prayer. Allahu Akbar. That whatever attracted your attention, that will definitely help you stay focused in prayer, and the more you practice it, the better focused you will be. This will also help you when reading the Qur'an. And another thing that will help you maintain attention during recitation of Qur'an is to study the meaning of the ayat of the Qur'an and read books about Qur'an reflections. A very good book to read that is also simple to understand is In the Shade of the Qur'an by Said Qutb. We will discuss in the next video, inshallah, the second part of the ayah, which relates to the receiving end of attracting attention, which causes kibriya. We will explore this in detail in the next video, inshallah, but a simple articulation of this idea is that the ego of a person who attracts attention grows significantly, which is something that we obviously see among many famous people in today's world. My advice to you, dear listener, is to stay vigilant regarding where you spend your attention, as what you focus your attention on becomes what is prominent in your life. Please watch parts 1 and 2 of the Know Your Enemy series, as the information in this video is built on what was said in the previous ones, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get the latest videos. More importantly, please contemplate the ayah for yourself as well, because this video is only meant to grab your attention and the rest is up to you.